obviously that's my main concern is, making sure that she has a good time. Making sure that she remembers tonight and it's memorable for her. So, that's really what's on my mind right now. But once I get home, of course, then I'm going to start, watch the fight and start to decompress and take it all in.
Yeah, obviously a lot of success early. Hurt him really bad in round 2. Looked like maybe the fight was going to be over there. What were your thoughts, I guess, there? And did you think the fight was done at that point?
Yeah, it's very, very hard not to get crazy when you hurt someone like that, And but I know he did his homework. He went to a good team. Those guys at MMA Masters are good coaches, and I know they prepared him well. So he stayed very poised, very controlled. That's why he didn't try to get crazy, because I would have found the shot and put him away. But like I said, as a competitor, I respect him. That's the next best guy in the division.
Yeah, he did start to come alive, right? I mean, he had a good comeback as the rounds were, wearing on. Did that? I mean, I know you respect him. He's got cardio, all those things. But did it surprise you how well he was able to rebound over the later rounds?
No, it didn't surprise me. Like I said, he's a great competitor. I know this, and we both know that. So yeah, it didn't surprise me. That's why I had to stay poised and just listen to my coaches, because I really wanted to get him out of there. And so once I start feeling like a giant in there, I'm like a tank, and I want to just get him out of there. But I understand that in this game, it's about using your mental, because we're both physically adequate and we're prepared. So I stayed composed and got the job done.
Was there any disappointment that you didn't get the finish? I mean, obviously you always want to do that, right? But you still got the belt. You got another win. I mean, but is there any disappointment at all that you weren't able to finish?
No, absolutely no disappointment. This guy's tough as nails. It's very, very tough. Like, let's be honest. Ali needed a Frazier. All these guys, you can be the great ones, but there's always going to be that one guy that's going to be able to push you, and he is that guy. As much of him outside of the octagon as most people don't like, myself included. You have to respect him as a competitor.
Yeah. Can you share what the words were that you guys had with each other after the fight? It looked like he maybe actually let the character go for a second and had some true words with you.
No, it's just just two competitors. We went to war. We spent almost an hour together inside that cage, and so I'll leave that between me and him.
Fair enough. Do you think you're done with him for good? Do you think that's the last time you see him in the cage, or do you think that your paths will cross somewhere down the line?
I don't know, man. That guy's tough. I think he'll tune up a lot of guys in this division. So, we'll see. It's up to him. If he's willing to do the work and get back up here, then if I'm still here, then we'll make it happen.
Nice. Last thing for me, obviously, as champion, you don't have to pick your opponents; they get picked for you. But give us an idea of just the schedule, man. What do you want to do? Do you need some time off? I mean, when do you think we might see you compete again?
I need some time with my daughter. She's passed out tonight, so that kind of lets me know that I need to give her some time. Because these are special. Like I said, these are special for me. I need to have. She's 7 years old. She understands what's going on. And so I need to make it memorable for her. So, I've been gone for dang near almost 10 weeks. So I need to give her some time. I can't really even think about fighting right now. I've been thinking about fighting a lot this year, as you guys know. So, yeah, I got to go home and give her some time.
Come on, back here in Nigeria, brother. You took a trip back to Nigeria for the first time this year. I'm sure it was an emotional trip for you. How much did that trip gear you up for tonight's fight?
That was a great trip. I really got a chance to go and see what me competing and how me competing the way that I do does for not just the country of Nigeria, but the continent of Africa. So, yeah, of course, it's extra motivation, extra fuel each and every time I step in there.
Thank you.
Were you at all surprised by the drop in output? Because the first time Covington and you fought, he came out putting lots and lots of less power but more volume. And I think the stats were there was 111 in the first round last time and 47 this time. Was that something you expected, or was that a bit of a shock?
No, it's no shock. I mean, in that first fight, let's be honest, Covington's used to just wearing guys out by putting on that pace. But then you realize there's another motherfucker who got pace too. And so you got to slow your ass down because, eventually I put him away at the end of that first one. So he went to a good team. I know they were going to prepare him well, and they definitely did.
Hey, champ. To talk about a little bit, we talked to Dana. We know that you expressed your interest in Canelo. Dana White's words, not mine. He doesn't want to box Canelo.
Dana doesn't know that. You know, like I said, you know, I want something that scares me. You know, if I'm going to leave my daughter for another 12 weeks or more, you know, it's got to be something that really, really gets me up. And, you know, I like that. You know, I want to challenge myself. I know a lot of people are going to talk down or say a lot of bullshit and say this, oh, yeah, you don't want this, you don't want that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's a master at what he does. I love it and I respect it, which is why I want to challenge myself in that way. You know, the last time I was an underdog, we saw what happened. So it is what it is. I get it, you know, but we're the ones who will take those risks. We're the ones who are willing to go over there and take that risk. They won't dare come over here and take that risk.
Does it bother you at all that Canelo got the finish in his on the other side of the country tonight?
Does it bother me? No, because I didn't know he got the finish. If I knew he got the finish beforehand, I would have got that finish too. You know, it's about being calculated and technical, and I did that tonight.
To talk a little bit, you know, staying motivated, because when you look at the welterweight division, maybe some new guys coming up, but then it's like, could it be more rematches? And obviously, as a competitor, how do you keep outdoing yourself against the same opponent? So can you talk a little bit about that? When you get in the gym and you want to improve as a fighter, how do you keep yourself hungry to keep reaching those levels, knowing all the guys are behind you?
It's a matter of me just wanting to, you know, compete. Like I said, you know, the biggest driving force for me was competition. You know, it's something as a wrestler, you know, and most wrestlers can attest to this. It's something when you go in there and you compete with another man and you break his will and you beat him. You know, so, you know, as long as I still have that will to compete, I'm going to be doing my thing and I'm going to be here. But if I don't, then, hey, I know when it's time to step away.
You know, it's very rare nowadays to have a UFC champion defend the belt 3 times in the calendar year. Obviously, they were big fights. He had a strong B side in April, and then obviously tonight. I mean, I know it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of training away, financially and everything else with the attention. Has it brought you those things you were looking for? Because obviously you could have said, Dana, maybe I need just a little bit more time before I get back in here.
I mean, no, not at all, because, you know, we can really weigh this out. You know, my daughter's 7 years old. She don't give a shit if daddy has $20 million stacked up. You know, when she's 18, what she's going to say is, where were you? You know, and God forbid something ever happens to her, she's going to ask me, where were you? You know, she's not going to give a shit if daddy can pay for her to do this and this and that. You know, so, you know, you got to weigh it out. And right now, those are the important things to me.